Hello Appleton School District, nice to be back with you again for another cooking video with Chef Shelly Platten of Healthy Chef Shell. I'm a personal chef and instructor in the Fox Cities doing personal home lessons in people's homes, and I do, just a ton of things. I'm an adjunct instructor at Fox Valley Tech. I work with Appleton Central High School students in a culinary program, and I work all over at different school districts and companies and public teaching venues, working with people to learn how to eat healthy in simple, cool, easy ways. And we're making one pot wonders today. Our theme for you hardworking teachers is one pot dinners, one pot skillets, whatever you're making, it's just one pot, less to wash. Everything goes in one thing. You're not operating on 4 different burners here. This is just quick, easy to do cooking. And the first thing we're going to make is a super easy one pot curry. Comforting, warm, cozy, good for you, so easy in winter. And I have a tablespoon of olive oil in here. You could use avocado oil. Sizzle, we're going to put a little color on our onions to start with. And you know what else I found in my fridge? Look at this. I'm all for going off the rules and kind of stretching things. You can have a recipe written exactly and do it exactly as it is, or you can say, you know what, I got to use up this half a box of mushrooms that's in my fridge. Hey, they'll go good in there. Mushrooms are going in with the onions right now. Hate to have those go to waste. I'm all about saving money and getting the most out of your food dollar. There we go. We have some onions browning in here. We have some mushrooms. So let's get, here's another thing I found in the refrigerator. Part of a yellow bell pepper. So let's get that core taken out of there. Be sure to watch my vegetable knife skills video. I'll show you how to properly butcher a full whole pepper. So right now we're just going to cut this partial pepper I found in the veggie drawer into some chunks. This is kind of like a stew, so I would say, stay with little bigger pieces like that. All these aromatics are going in right away in the beginning. We're going to get a little color on them before we throw everything else in the pot and then let it just cook for like a half hour. So let's get a little bit of base, as I call it, like for your soup, for your stew. Make sure you have like your onion, garlic, some of those vegetables that really like to brown and make some nice flavor in the pot. Let those get going right away in the beginning. Let's see, we can do some other veggie prep while these are cooking. We need to have some potatoes in here. Wouldn't be a curry without potato. So this is a great big, like a Yukon Gold type of yellow potato, one of my favorites. I have that cubed up. We need about another half of one yet. So getting that big old potato cut in half. And then you can turn it on its flat side so it's easier and safer to cut. And cut it into equal slabs. And then you can cross cut it into cubes. That's a real quick, easy way to cube a potato. And those potatoes will be just wonderful in this curry. They just soak up a lot of flavor. They're just a really delicious addition. So let this have a minute or so more here. That's purple onion. You can use a white or yellow onion. A couple mushrooms if you want. I'll put it in the recipe, but you don't have to have mushrooms. I just have them left over. So pepper, all good stuff. Another staple in curry is cauliflower. Wonderful, versatile, healthy cauliflower. Get rid of those little bits in there, don't want to waste them. Cut up our florets so they're in kind of equal size pieces. Anytime you cook a one-pot dish like this, you want everything to have the opportunity to cook down pretty evenly and at the same time so you don't end up with some really odd, big, huge chunks of food in there that never really got done. That big core in the center here, you can just cut around that and get those florets off like that. Don't want to use that big core. It's kind of, you can see they just kind of branch off like a tree trunk. And just cut that right off of there and get rid of that core. It's not going to hurt you. You can certainly eat it, but it's just a little bit tougher and most people don't want to eat that part. Some of our florets broken up here. And I think our base has sauteed enough here. I'm going to start throwing in some of this cut up cauliflower just to get it out of the way. Here's another easy way to do it. You can just take your hands and break those little cauliflower florets right off of the stem like that. Another really quick, easy way to get them all going. And we got those in there. All right, let's get the cauliflower into the pot so it can do its wonders. So we let that aromatic batch of goodies in the beginning kind of do its thing. Get a little color. Here's our cubed potatoes. Those are going in. Give that a good stir. We got some great veggies going on here. This is going to be so flavorful. I have a garlic clove right here. You can certainly use the minced garlic in a jar. I do that all the time. I just happened to see some at the indoor farm market. Oshkosh has a fabulous indoor farm market. You just got to check their calendar. It's not every Saturday, but a lot of Saturdays they have their farm market. So if you're in the Fox Cities, make sure to check that out. If you're in the Stevens Point area, they have an indoor farm market every Saturday. Always love to support farmers during the winter and local artisans selling homemade bread and honey and maple syrup. It's great to shop local anytime you can. Helps the economy, helps the farmers. Food tastes better when it's fresh, local, hasn't traveled thousands of miles. All right, we need some protein in here. Oh, like $1.39 a bag. Cheap stuff. Lentils. These are red lentils. You can use the regular grayish green lentils if you want, or the tan ones. I prefer to use red lentils, or these kind of pink salmon colored ones, in this type of dish because they cook really fast, they get really soft, and these tend to be the ones you use for soup or dal because they break down quicker and better than the green or tan ones do. So give those a stir in there. Oh, this is going to be so yummy. That just looks like little orange candies or something, little Skittle things in there. That's the lentils stirred into the vegetable mixture. Now here comes all the flavor. This is flavor big time here. All right, we have all kinds of things going on here. We are going to put in, let me check here quick. It is 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt. I don't want to overdo the salt here, so you can always add more, right? There's a half, there's a 1/4. For our tomato and our liquid, we are going to put in a 14.5 ounce can of petite diced tomatoes with their juice. Sizzle. We have what is called red curry paste. This is awesome stuff. Very flavorful. It's got a little heat if you use too much, but it's not overly hot. It's a beautiful, balanced, well-flavored curry with a little spice. It's absolutely fabulous. This dish is kind of a blend of like Thai and Indian food, so it's a very flavorful dish. Now it calls for 2 tablespoons. I'm going to put in 1 tablespoon, which is 3 teaspoons. Maybe a dash more. I know a lady that writes these recipes likes spicy food, so I'm going to go a little lighter. You can always add more at the end if you like, right? Now, garam masala is a very common curry food type spice. It's a blend of all different really delicious aromatic spices. Very, very tasty. I'm going to put 1 teaspoon of that. And this has cardamom and coriander and pepper and garlic, and it's got all kinds of wonderful things in it. Very aromatic curry type flavor. If you want, you can put like a regular curry powder in, but I think that red spice curry will do the trick for us. And this is one of those dishes you make it and you go, oh no, I want way more curry, or I want way more hot. I'm just going to put the hot sauce in there. That's definitely your prerogative. Go right ahead. You will all be having your own copy of these recipes, which is handy dandy, because then you can go right down your list as you're cooking your meal and go, okay, I did that. And you just want to make sure you covered everything, because you hate to come back a half hour later and go, oh, there's whatever sitting on the cupboard. I forgot to put it in. I'm known for making a mean black bean chili, and I served it. Everyone ate it, and after the meal, I found the can of black beans. Never did put them in the chili, but apparently everything else handled it just fine. Here, last but not least, light coconut milk. not sweetened with sugar like cream of coconut like you'd use in a pina colada. This is light coconut milk. You can use full fat coconut milk if you like. I'm going to use the light just to give it a little bit less fat. We're going to stir that all up just lovely in here. Now this is your one pot wonder curry. This is going to sit covered on the stove, cook for probably about 25-30 minutes. And we're going to take it out and serve it with, at the end we're going to add the spinach at the last minute right before serving, and then serve it with some rice and lime and cashews. Ooh, doggy, this is going to be good. So we're going to let that simmer for about 30 minutes, and we will be back and see how we're doing with our wonderful one-pot curry. Okay, our lovely one-pot curry is done cooking. It smells absolutely heavenly in the house. The neighbors are going to start calling, wondering what is smelling so good in the neighborhood. Look at that beautiful orange, beautiful curry. Just luscious. The lentils are all broke down in there, and a thick, rich sauce, and it's beautifully spiced. I think it's absolutely fabulous. Now, for extra nutrition, we're going to dump in, looks like a lot of spinach, I know. You're dumping a bunch of spinach, stir that into that hot mixture, and I promise you that is going to so break down in there so quickly and not even see it for all that bonus nutrition. Anytime you can get greens in your diet, highly recommend it. Put your spinach in your smoothies. Once you throw some frozen pineapple or mango or peaches in there, you're not even going to know the spinach is in there, really. It literally just melts away. So we're just going to let that sit in there for a minute or two. It's nice and hot. It's going to kind of disappear right into the food. Oh, that's just great. Here we have some cooked brown rice. Always go for brown instead of white. It still has the bran and the fiber. A lot more of a complex carb rather than just a cheap white carb that goes through and hits your blood system like pure sugar. So always go for some brown rice instead of white rice. And by all means, let's see. So we're going to put on there. You could put some cilantro, you could put some extra spice, you could put hot sauce on here. Just, you name your topping, it's going to go good on here. This would be good with quinoa too. It's really hard to goof this dish up. It is one dish wonder. It's so simple. Throw it together and it like does all the work itself. Whew, look at that. Look at that. Is that beautiful or what? I am just crazy in love with this dish. I love a curry. This is a nice curry that a lot of people would be like, oh yeah, that's a nice middle of the road curry. It's not too spicy. It's not too way out there with a lot of, you know, spices like cardamom or coriander where it's a little bit, I don't know if I like that kind of thing. This is really easy on the taste buds because it's a nice mild curry everybody's going to love. Throw some cilantro on there if you like. Some cashews would be a nice crunch. Squeeze a lime wedge over there. It always just complements the richness of the curry. So there you go. That is our beautiful one-pot curry. Look at that lovely thing. Gorgeous. Next, we are going to make some sweet potato, spiralized sweet potato, huevos rancheros skillet. Another one-hit wonder. On the way, Appleton. I'll be right back with you. Hello once again, Appleton. We are back for our final dish of this video, and this is going to be a delicious huevos rancheros type dinner, breakfast, dinner, brunch, lunch, you name it. This dish works in all those applications, and it has all the tasty, wonderful Tex-Mex flavors of huevos rancheros, but instead of a big old tortilla or having a big pile of greasy white potato hash browns, we're going to use a really cool product we all just love the convenience of, and that is sweet potato spoodles that you can get in the produce section. Already spoodled, spiralized, let's see, a sweet potato's a spoodle, zucchini's a zoodle, a beet's a boodle. You get the picture. It's kind of like designer dogs. These are designer sweet potatoes, already conveniently spiralized. Now, if you have a spiralizer machine at home, drag that thing out of the cobwebs, bring it on out. I know it was like a big sensation a few years ago. I still use mine. I just kind of forget I even have it around. You can see we got lots of sweet potato spoodles going on here. These cook pretty quickly. We don't want to get them to the mush stage, so we're going to let them kind of fly around in that oil a little bit, and we're going to let them cook. All right, we're going to get rid of the little hairdos on the ends of our green onion and any tattered looking bad ends on the greens. But mind you, we're not throwing away those greens. Those are going to be great on top. The white part is the part of the onion that we definitely want to get into the pan and cooking with the sweet potatoes. So the white and the light green part here is what we're going to cut up and get those into the pan. So they're cooking right away with those sweet potatoes. Great flavor, a mild onion flavor, not too overpowering, which is kind of nice. We're going to cut up these greens and save those for the topping because they're colorful and they look nice. And they have a nice fresh green grassy flavor. So those we'll save for the topping. White part goes in with the sweet potato spoodles. And they're going to just fly around that big old pan. Get the biggest skillet you got because we have a lot of stuff going in here, so we need space. Get a big old skillet out. Here we have some cherry tomatoes. I cut them in half because they were really big. I would cut them in half anyway, but these actually I cut in thirds because they were like the really big cherry tomatoes. I'm not a fan of winter tomatoes because of course they don't taste like anything. So I usually use cherry tomatoes all year round because they taste like tomatoes. They're a little burst of flavor and they're great in a hot skillet like this because you can really get some nice fresh tomato flavor out of them as opposed to like a great big winter tomato that was gassed in order to force it to ripen and sat in a truck and then it sat in a box and never saw the light of day in sunshine. So can't really expect it to taste like a tomato, right? So that is our sweet potato spoodle, the tomato, the green onion. That's already quite beautiful. If you haven't noticed, I'm kind of pushing the vegetable agenda on you folks with all these one-hit wonders and meatless Mondays. This is not going to be a bag of Doritos and a Diet Pepsi and say, oh, hey, that's vegetarian. No. That's technically yes, but that's not what we're going for. We're going for the vegetable part of that. Plant-based eating is such a great thing to incorporate into your diet anywhere you can because it is going to make you healthier, sleep better, feel better, think clearer, go to the bathroom better. All those things are thanks to eating all this fiber and nutrition and all that great antioxidants. Look at all that beauty in there. That isn't artificial dye and preservatives and red number 5. This is real. This is what your body recognizes as food and what helps prevent disease, kicks that inflammation out the door. That's inflammation, of course, that's disease, right? All right, well, we're getting some more things out of the magic cupboard. You didn't think Doritos were coming into the picture, but they are. All right, we're going to add a little seasoning. We have some cumin here, little ground cumin. When I teach classes, I always say, oh yeah, the Taco Bell smell. Everything at Taco Bell is a ton of cumin, and you'll recognize that smell right away. And here we have some chili powder. This recipe is really a guideline recipe. I like recipes where you just kind of adapt as you go. This is not some kind of very strict, well, you have to measure ounces and grams here. This is what's in the pan and what you got handy, right? A little sea salt, give it a good salt over the top. So we have sweet potatoes, tomatoes, green onion, salt, oh, cumin, chili powder. Sweet potatoes just have a natural affinity for that kind of Tex-Mex flavor. I don't know what it is. I love black bean chili over a baked sweet potato. That's another great use. See, the sweet potatoes are getting really dark and kind of wet, and they're looking like they're definitely starting to break down. That's what we're looking for. We don't want them cooked to death, but we definitely want to get some cooking going on and getting those softened, but still having a nice texture at the end. Now, here we go, black beans. Here's about the cheapest protein you can buy. Why do I not eat hardly any meat in my diet? I eat a little salmon and a chicken like twice a week. The rest of the time, I'm a meatless Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday girl because meat's expensive. This is like 79 cents at Aldi's. Black beans. Yeah, they're good in brownies too. That's where the other half of the can is probably going to go. It will not go to waste. Rinse and drain them. Garbanzo beans, kidney beans, northern beans, pinto beans. Any bean would be good in a dish anywhere where you can throw it in and get that bonus round of high fiber, high protein, complex carbs that are good for you. Can't emphasize enough, I am not here to bash or promote any dietary plan, but I have a real hard time getting behind anything that's a big fad or trend because they're just not sustainable. You can maybe do keto for a few months, or you can do super strict this or super strict that, and then what happens when you want to just go back to your regular way of living? this is a lifestyle change, just learning to eat fresh veggie and produce loaded food. I can't emphasize enough how good I feel, how it has changed my health. And I like going to the doctor and having good biopsies. I love having healthy lab numbers. It just takes so much stress out of my life when I know if I'm eating well, I'm keeping my immune system strong, I am keeping myself feeling strong and feeling capable of working hard and playing hard, enjoying my life in between work. Because gosh, if you can't feel good enough to run with the kids or have a good time going on a little vacation or a getaway, that's why I love boosting my odds by eating this way. Doesn't guarantee, but it sure gives you better odds that you're going to feel good and hopefully avoid a lot of medical and disease pitfalls. Look at that. Oh, that is just so good. The black beans for protein in there. Okay, what else are we going to do in here? Oh, yes. And I remember when I said farm markets. Look at these cuties. These are eggs from a local farmer's chickens. There's even these blue-green eggs. Eggs, just a regular egg inside, but they're so fun because they're just gorgeous. And look at how dark the yolks are. They're like almost orangey yellow because these chickens actually get to go scratch in the ground and eat compost trimmings. And in the summer when there's grass, they're outside pecking through the grass and bugs. That's why I love getting local eggs whenever I possibly can. They just are huge, huge nutrition monsters compared to a factory egg. There's just no comparison. Absolutely no nutritional comparison. All right, what we're going to do is we're going to push all these goodies to the side like this. Push them off to the side. Now we're going to dump our scrambled eggs in the middle. We want our pan on high. We want it nice and high. Get these scrambled eggs in there. We're going to pour them right in that center part. Yes, this is a very strange breakfast, lunch, dinner combo platter meal. It's so delish. We're going to have all kinds of good toppings on top. We have an avocado. We have some sharp cheddar because it's Wisconsin, right? Cheese down there. We have an avocado to cut up. I have, instead of sour cream, I have some delicious Greek yogurt. Now let's get those eggs moved around a little bit. We're just going to leave the veggies on the side and just kind of get those eggs moving around a little bit. They're going to cook really fast. You can see they're kind of solidifying and gelling together already. Doesn't take much with eggs. They don't need a whole lot of time here. Let those kind of finish cooking there. We have our toppings, and one more thing we're going to put on top just for fun. These are some tortilla chips, a good gluten-free way to make a meal too. If you leave out the toast, you can make this whole thing gluten-free. These are blue corn chips from Aldi. I'm going to just have some little blue chips on hand here. Almost makes it like a chilaquile. If you ever had that, that's a breakfast that has leftover tortillas with the eggs and salsa. Oh, yum. All right, our eggs are getting almost solid enough here. You should be able to kind of flip them. Depending on how hot your stove is, how hot your pan gets. We're just kind of letting that egg get solid. This kind of reminds me of making refried rice when you make the well in the middle and then you pour the eggs inside the ring of rice and vegetables. Kind of what that reminds me of. So those eggs are almost done. And we're going to crush up some of these blue corn chips. Kind of makes it like definitely reminds me of a chilaquile. Now, if we had fresh salsa, which you could put salsa on top of this, or a green salsa verde. Be adventurous. You can do all kinds of great things with this. So we're just going to fold up those eggs. You don't need to be fancy. We have all these great vegetables around the outside. We got black beans, tomatoes. We got that scrambled egg mixture. Going to put some green onion. Remember I saved the tops? Oh, who else can we put on here? Yum yum. Cheese. Let's not forget a little bit of cheddar cheese. It is Wisconsin, guys. Come on. Although you can make it vegan and leave the cheese off if you want to avoid dairy altogether. See, I'm not going to put the 3 pounds of cheese. We're just going to put a little sprinkle of cheese. And notice I use sharp cheddar. Helps your flavor go a lot farther. And here's the healthy fat. Here's a great, awesome source of healthy fat. loads of nutrition. Get the avocado going here. Go around the outside, whoop, spin it like that. And we're going to scoop out that avocado with a spoon, scoop it right out of the skin. Turn our heat off. It's a little crowded on this tiny little kitchen cart. Now we're going to get some diced avocado on there. Notice it doesn't look as fancy as like when you go to Sap in Appleton. I used to cook there. And everything's perfect. Although that's not bad, I gotta say, for just throwing it on there, that ain't too bad. Okay, more of our green onions. We have cheese. A little dollop of our very thick, creamy deliciousness of Greek yogurt. And one little last dusting of chili powder. You could even do smoked paprika. That would be awesome on there. Gosh, that's it. That's really honestly it. This is so fabulous. Look at that. It's just like playing. It's like playing with Play-Doh or having fun. Just throw different things, different combos. Put this in, leave that out, add this. Clean out your fridge. Look at that. That's just a fabulous, fabulous breakfast, brunch, lunch for a whole family. Sit down, dig in. It's absolutely wonderful. Serve it with some salsa, cilantro if you like. That is our fabulous one skillet wonder, spiralized sweet potato huevos rancheros. And that's it, guys. That is our two one-hit wonders. Two one-pot wonders. And I'm glad that I could be back with you cooking for another wonderful, fun video. I so enjoy doing these. So we will be back again with another wonderful wellness idea video for you from Healthy Chef Shell, Chef Shelly Platten. Take care of yourselves. Be well. Thank you.